Hi everybody, welcome to our member spotlight. Every single week we get to do a member spotlight here on Instagram where we invite a Craft Industry Alliance member to join us for a short interview where you have an opportunity to learn a little bit more about their business, maybe see some samples or some glimpses into their studio. Today I'm very excited to be joined by Sheila. Sheila is a sewer and has been for a very long time. She also does embroidery, machine embroidery, and works a lot with Shannon Fabrics. So I'm very excited to welcome you. Hi, how are you, Sheila?
I'm good for having me, Abby. This is so fun.
Yeah, wonderful to talk with you. So Sheila, I'd love to hear a little bit about Designs by Babymoon, what it is you make, and yeah, maybe show us some samples of your work.
Love to. Well, Designs by Babymoon is my design business, and so what I do is patterns for people that have embroidery machines that they can sew out. So it's kind of like pattern designing, except it's a really specific thing. And if you have ever played with an embroidery, they are so fun. I mean, there's so much that you can do, and you can put everybody's name, everything in your house. And that's originally what I thought I was going to do. Uh, And then I found out about a specific subset of machine called In the Hoop projects, and I went deep. And so that is my one true love. And an In the Hoop project is actually something that you're like your own little factory, and you can make a whole thing on the embroidery machine. You're not putting a design on something, you're not stitching a name on something, you're actually making the whole thing with your embroidery machine and with thread, and it's so fun. So let me just tell you, so like if you think about the things you can make with the embroidery machine, you may think you can make patches, right? Like you can make a patch, and I do make making patches, little patches, just cute things on. And Designs by Babymoon, my business is like ridiculously cute. I just feel like cute is the thing. And then I, yeah, I love fabric too. So I like to make things out of fabric for the embroidery machine. So um, you're limited by the size of your hoop with an embroidery machine. So you can make things, but you in order to make big things, you generally got to piece things together. Well, but you can make coasters. So I make like mug rugs and key fobs and all kinds of things out of fabric with them. And one of the things that I thought, this is like, if you think of like crafting levels, like what's the highest craft, I thought, well, I'm never going to get to this level. And that level for me was freestanding lace, because I just thought it was the most exquisite, hardest thing. Like in sewing, for me, the hardest thing is quilting, because I don't necessarily think math. I mean, it's like math. I started as a garment sewer, so that's why I think quilting is the hardest, right? I can do curves, but I can't put things in. You've got room to fudge if you make a shirt, but you don't have any room to fudge if you're making patchwork. So for me, that was freestanding lace. And a friend of mine challenged me. She was like, just try it, try it. Well, I sewed out a couple of other people's designs, and I thought, this is really cool. And then I thought, what else could you do with this? Because most freestanding lace designs, you generally do it with white thread, because embroidery machines use white thread on the bottom. That's pretty much what you do for all embroidery designs, except for freestanding lace or some specialty projects. And so in order to make freestanding lace colorful, you've got to do some things. You have to design your pattern just right. You have to have a special kind of filling with the stitches, and you have to learn some little techniques. Well, I made a few, and then I was hooked. And so for like the last 3 years, I thought, oh, I'll make a few freestanding lace designs, and then I'll get back to my regularly. No, that's been what I fed my kids. So we decided to give the people what they want, and we will keep making freestanding lace designs. And anyway, so that's what I'm doing right now. Today, actually, I'm making more earrings and
Can
other.
you show us some samples of what freestanding lace looks like? I can't say that I've ever like known someone who's made it, so I'm having trouble picturing what it looks like.
So freestanding lace, if you think of like crochet Christmas ornaments, like maybe your grandmother, that's lace, right? That's crocheted lace. And freestanding lace on the embroidery machine, I'm grabbing this bag, you can do it so it kind of looks like that kind of lace. So I have a little piece of lace that I programmed in my embroidery machine. And, it's all finished. So it stitches out everything. And so right and wrong side. And you wash out your stabilizer. You use a special stabilizer.
Yeah.
And then it's gone and you're left with a thing. And so you can, this is a bracelet now. So, and I particularly like earrings. So this is a little earring design. We flip.
Yeah.
So, and we use, special threads. Our palette for creating embroidery designs are a thread collection. So, kinds of thread there are.
Right.
And there is no limit to what you can do with thread. I call them nodes on my computer screen, but I just push nodes around and then put them in patterns and like these are freestanding lace.
Wow.
But
okay. Yeah.
The materials on the inside. So that's actually felt from Silky, called Felty, with Caesar heat transfer vinyl, glitter vinyl on the top of it. And then the rest of it, like all the edges, is freestanding lace. And then I have these little loops so I can add charms.
Right.
I mean, I could just make plain shapes. So here's like a little sunbonnet boy, but I just can't not make something crazy.
That's so cool. And I feel like one of the things that I found over many years is that when you get a new machine or a new tool, something, you might have been waiting to invest in it because it's expensive or maybe it's complicated or both. But when you actually get it and start to learn how to use it, all of a sudden a whole new world of options and ideas is opened up to you. And that can be like a new printer, for example, that can print high quality prints of your artwork, or it can be an embroidery machine that has these functionalities. So I just feel like often we sort of are resistant, like, oh, I don't want to invest so many $1,000s. And I can get that for sure. But then it's like, once you do, oh my gosh, it's like a whole new world is available.
It really is. And I mean, I know you know this because you're a maker. Like, making something for somebody is a really fulfilling thing. And I love to sew. I never turn my sewing machine off because I sew all the time, but I love embroidery too. So different machines will do different things, and you can I think my favorite thing about making earrings right now, this is silly, but I have a great big maybe you can see it over there, great big commercial machine. There it is in the corner. And so it's huge. I mean, like, I could sew big things on it. And I love the irony of using that great big machine to make a pair of earrings.
Yeah, 100%. So tell us a little bit about your background. I know you have a lot of children, hence the name of your business. And so tell us a little bit about them, about your family, and maybe also about how you learned how to sew.
Sure. So my mom, my grandmothers all sewed. They were people who sewed. And my grandmother on my mom's side was the kind of person that she could look at a dress in the shops and then go home and make it.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't think I ever realized, I didn't really pick up on how cool that was.
Yeah.
I started making my own patterns and I'm like, oh my goodness. She was doing this without any technology.
That's hard to do. Yeah.
In the 50s. And, she's got, all she has is the thing itself in the store and however close you can get to it. But she could go home and duplicate it. So she made my mom's beautiful ball gowns in the 50s and prom dresses and things like that, and her wedding dress. But I grew up using patterns. So my mom was sick for a while and we stayed with my grandparents while she was in the hospital. And I feel like what must have happened is they couldn't get me to be quiet. So she sat me in front of her sewing machine and said, here, this will keep her busy. And it did. And I loved making doll clothes when I was younger, or Barbie clothes. I never really got into quilting until in the last several years, and really, when I joined the Cuddle Ambassador team, was because there was a lot of quilters on that team, and I thought, I want to be a quilter. So I'm learning. Like, I joined a guild, and I have a great group of friends that are teaching me and holding my hand through the process. I'm getting it, but I really have sewn the entire time. So I sewed baby slings when I had little ones, and was in a sewing group for mom. We were nursing our baby. So I had this wonderful group of friends online. We were sewing garments specifically for nursing, and we were sewing baby slings, and that's really where the name Babymoon came out of, because whenever we'd have a baby, they'd always say happy baby moon, and I kept having babies, so I was on my baby moon a lot. And I was sewing professionally for a local boutique, and that's right around the time Etsy started. So I was sewing for them, and I thought, I bet I can make some stuff. So I was selling tote bags and hair bows, the kind of stuff. So I've been on Etsy since then, but when I got the embroidery machine, I thought the patterns that I wanted weren't available, really. And so I learned how to digitize them. And this was just maybe, I think it's about 7 years ago now. So there was a week in our life, my husband he had started a business as a handyman remodeling type of thing. His business was slow one week, and he had extra money in the bank. And I'm sitting here making stuff for people, putting people's names on things, Christmas stockings, things like that. And I was always complaining. I was like, if I had that software, and so I bought it. And it took me 3 months, but after 3 months, I had designs I could sell, and it's really been the most thrilling process. And so we have a little Facebook group of I call them baby mooners. Not that we're just baby mooners. That's all we are. It's not like the honeymooners. That's good, but they're super sweet people. We make earrings together, and they've been super supportive. And I tell them all the time, I'm like, y'all are my favorite people to feed my kids, which there are a lot of them. So I feel like it's not a small thing that the pattern business has grown to really support my family in a way that I had no idea was possible. So I really feel like it's a gift that I found a group of people that have in this process. And so I have a lot of fun doing what I do. And if you're someone who makes things, you never run out of ideas. Like, we can make, once you started the process of making things and you experience that,
Really?
yeah,
it's endless. Yeah.
It is. So we just keep making more designs, and we keep making more things.
That's awesome. And I love that you have built such a supportive and warm community around your work. And tell us a little bit about your collaboration with Shannon Fabrics, because Shannon Fabrics is awesome. And I've worked with their fabrics for years because I make stuffed animals, and they make just the best, type of cuddle that you can possibly get. It's like super soft. It's beautifully made. And it's awesome. So tell us about what you do with them.
So I love them too. And everything you said, I could, yes to all of it. Because I come out at it not as a quilter, right? I knew there were people that were doing it, but I didn't see anybody doing a lot of it. And so I get asked all the time, well, what can't you embroider on? Well, I'm like, if we can get it to be still, we can embroider on it, right? So I joined the Cuddle Ambassador team. We were called Brand Ambassador 3 years ago. We just recently changed, so now we're Cuddle Ambassador.
Nice.
We've been through all the training on working with the fabric and learning how to sew with it. And I kind of went on my side rail, and I was like, okay, what do we need to do to embroider on this stuff successfully? So me and a couple of other designers are Cuddle Ambassadors, and so we have pushed the fabric to its limit. And so, like, how do we make it, have cool textures, and how do we it? And so, like, I make little in the hoop projects, right? So we've got a bee. And the cool thing about Cuddle, I don't know if you can see this, when you embroider on it, you get this texture.
Yeah.
That looks,
it's almost like 3-dimensional. Yeah.
It is. So it's a very quilt kind of thing. But we haven't had to work that hard because we just let our embroidery machine do
Yeah.
hard work. So that's where I come. And, you know, everybody that is a cuddle ambassador has their own particular specialty. So I feel like if I can get some more people putting it under their needle on the embroidery machine,
Yeah.
because it makes wonderful baby blankets, but what
Oh,
makes
yeah.
a baby special? Let's put a name on it. Well, we've got to do some things to make sure that that happens, because the fabric is not it's not bargain fabric.
No, it's
So
expensive. Yeah.
ruin it. So
Right.
let's learn how to do it so that we're not making a mess. So anyway, it's been a great opportunity to get to work with them, and they're great people. They're just really wonderful to work with. So I've really enjoyed that.
That's really great. Awesome. So, okay. So where can people go if they want to join your community, check out your earrings and your patterns and other work, and kind of follow along on your journey?
Well, so you can follow me on Instagram, but I will say that I'm not the best at Instagram. So I hang out on Facebook more than anything.
Okay.
So over on Facebook, you can find Babymoon, Designs by Babymoon, Friends and Fans. That's our Facebook group.
Okay.
And they're the best people. We're a secret group, so try not to have scammers and stuff here. But it's just a fun group of supportive members, and I think they're the best group on Facebook.
Nice. That sounds like a really good group to join. You know, it's going to be positive and creative, supportive. You
It
know,
really,
that's awesome.
and they're the people that I tell about a new thing first. So
Right.
we'll do silly things in there, and we do serious things too. Really, what I want my baby mooners is I want them to not be afraid of using their machine and pushing the button.
Mm-hmm.
And I want them to know. I have a lot of people in the group that have built a business just things for people with my designs, and to me, that's the hugest honor. You know. And we can share tips. We talk about that a lot in there, because pricing is always a thing for somebody that's
Right.
and so we talk about that. We talk about market your stuff, and
That's awesome. You're really helping them, helping a lot of people, both to be creative and just express themselves and make things for people they love, but for people who do want to turn it into a small business, helping them to have a library of designs to use and then get some of the business skills so that they can be successful at that, which is, of course, what we're all about. So I love that.
yeah, it's really such a fun. I don't want to say it's a calling, or it's really, I love this thing. I love it.
Really, which is great. I mean, honestly, what a better way to live your life than doing things that you absolutely love. And we can tell that that is the case for you with this. So that's lovely. Well, Sheila, thank you so much. Thank you for being a Craft Industry Alliance member. We really appreciate having you. Can't wait to see all the new things that you're going to be up to, I'm sure, in the next 6 months to a year. And everyone should come to Facebook and join up and see what you're doing.
Great. Thank you so much for having me, Abby. I appreciate the Craft Industry Alliance. It's a great place to hang out.
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks to everybody who joined us today for our member spotlight, and we will see you next week. Bye, Sheila.
Bye.